Master P, you made it. And can I just tell you, it is a complete honor to be interviewing you. I grew up on your music, and not only have we all loved it, but we love your business savvy and everything that you've done. You've taken care of a lot of people.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm definitely blessed to be here. Grew up in poverty.
Yeah.
New Orleans,
yeah,
and to be able to be where I'm at is just a blessing.
And now you've put in work for a very long time. For a lot of people who don't know, but if you've been a fan, you know you did all that work in the Bay Area as well. Like the independent hustle has been with you for a long time. For me, we appreciate that. We love that independence, and now we see this, and it's goodies that we get to actually keep, which is rare. All you broke artists out there to come here that don't give us nothing, we see you. But
it's plenty more where that come from. This is our sugar skull room. It's a Caribbean drink. And in this room, it's different. We wanted to make sure that we created something that tastes good, so when people are celebrating and party, you know, they have something that also tastes good.
Are you ever tired of working?
Nah, I mean, I think it inspires me to know that, you know, I have people around me. You know, I got different things I want to do because I'm about giving back.
Right.
I feel like the more you make, the more you can give back. Because if you don't make nothing, you don't make a profit, then how can you give back? So my mission is to inspire the next generation. I feel like I'm a guy that come from poverty, grew up in the projects, and I want other kids to know that you can make it out the projects. You got to educate yourself, change your mindset. So I feel like for me, that's what it's about, like being able to help kids. Like I want to help kids, you know, not like the grown people that already has their lives. You know, to me, I feel like kids is innocent. So, you know, if I could help give them a good start the same way, you know, I had, I think that we'll be able to save a lot of more lives. So I have a program in New Orleans you'll see for the All-Star Week. It's called Team Hope. So me and Robert Pack, we played basketball together, and he's one of the coaches of the New Orleans Pelicans.
That's great,
and
man.
So I feel like, you know, kids seeing us, knowing that we come from this and that they can make it out. So that's what it's about, giving hope to the next generation.
You put a compilation album out,
yeah,
and you have different artists on it. You really are giving them a voice. You know what I mean? Do a lot of artists get nervous around you where they're like, they feel like you're going to, you know, go in on their music and be like, this sucks?
I mean, you know what? I sold 100 million records, but I've also let people know around me that you have to be creative. I don't change people creative, you know, things that they do with their music. I just try to market and promote them and make them better. So if you're a star, you're a star.
Yeah.
And you have to be creative. You have to believe in what you do. So I mainly try to let them know what I think, and if I can enhance a song or something that one of, you know, the artists on No Limit, the people around me are making, you know, I would get that to them, but I like them to be themselves.
Yeah. You know, I also was looking up some other things about you, and I just thought it was so awesome that Solange was talking about you narrating her album, her latest album, which everyone's been obsessed with, right? And she said one of the reasons, there were many reasons why she wanted you, but the fact of empowering yourself, your community, those around you, investing in Black-owned, you know, different, just the fact that you love yours and hey, I want us all to uplift one another, and I just thought that was nice.
I think that people always say it's lonely at the top, and I'm like, nah, let's empower each other. I've always thought that Solange was a star,
right,
but nobody really gave her credit,
right,
you know. So, and the same thing I feel like about Paloma Ford is, like, I feel like she's a star, but the world haven't seen how great she is yet.
Yeah.
You know, Marqus Clay, both of them are here, and it's like these are talented artists, but a lot of other stuff get caught up to where you can't see that shine. And I feel like us being around each other, being in the same environment, that we're gonna change that to when people see that. You know, I just feel like, you know, underdogs. That's what I'm about. Like where you don't see how good we really are until we pop.
Yep.
And then everybody want to be a part of your life, and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna make my circle small. The people that believe we're gonna be the ones that's gonna change the game, because I feel like we're making history again. You know, shout out to the Bay Area. You know, being in Oakland and Richmond, San Francisco, I was able to learn my independent hustle game. And then me being from the South, going to New Orleans and back home, you know, I was able to take what I learned in the Bay and give that to the South.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't be afraid to go out there and see the world. But that's what I was doing. Basketball took me to see the world. And I use that as, you know, I'm going to put that in my music. I'm going to put that pain, I'm going to put that struggle in my music, and it's going to equal success in the end. And that's what happened for me. I mean, I went from selling no records to nobody knowing me to, you know, I used to open up for Tupac to having one fan to having,
that's
you
crazy.
know, millions of fans and be able to sell 100 million records independently. But it takes hard work. So a lot of people want to make money. Like, we don't do this for money. We do it because we love it.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah.
I was looking up your net worth. It was like $400 million. Like, you really don't have to do anything anymore. You could go, I'm sure you probably have an island that's yours, but like you could disappear, you know, and be good. But you still work hard. You still try to put people on. And I'm sure there's been times for you where it probably broke your heart, where people, you know, didn't follow through with what you saw as their potential. Yeah, How do you deal with that?
Well, the thing is, what I like about the artists that are around us now, like, don't look at what I did in the past. Like, you didn't help me do that. So I want bosses, I want partners saying, let's see what we could build again. I don't want you to owe nobody nothing. You know, so that's the thing that I'm teaching them is, like, you don't have to go get no major record company deal, but we can make this happen together if you do your part. You know, I know all the people where you need to go at or what you need to do. I could pick up the phone.
Yeah.
I have those relationships, but you have to want to work, and we gonna get there because we can get there.
Yeah.
I know how to make it happen. So my thing is with them, I'm trying to teach them. So the biggest strengths that people have when you don't have to owe nobody nothing. So you try to get in this game, stay humble, do what you got to do, and build your own business. I don't want people to look at me as, okay, it's all about me. To me, if you look at my roster been big, we had over like 20 to 50 something people on Billboard at one time, which has never been done. And
that's crazy.
So that's how many stars, that's how many millionaires we made. Like, people around us made millions of dollars. So, you know, from Snoop to Mystical to Mill to Fiend to Silk to C, I could go on and on.
Yeah.
These guys are all millionaires. And
living good.
Yeah, living good. Now, the ones that mess their money up and mess their life up, maybe they mad, but, you know, it's cool.
You tried your best.
I did.
How do you deal with that? You know, being in the industry for so long, I'm sure big mainstream corporations probably hate you, right? Because you didn't take their route.
Yeah.
How did they deal with you?
I think so. The first thing happened to me with Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine offered me $1 million. He had Death Row, he had Bad Boy at the time.
Yeah. And
he said, if I get you to, I had a South. And I had like $500 in my pocket at the time. And I turned that $1 million down because I figured, I say, if this guy don't know me and he offered me $1 million, I got to be worth 20, 30, maybe 40.
Real.
You know, and so I went back home and I realized my value. And
How?
I think, you know, just knowing, like, think about it. He had no insurance. He was going to give me $1 million kid from the projects.
That's all you needed to know.
And I was going to sell my name. I was going to sell all my rights. And that's what I'm teaching my artists. Don't be in a rush. You know, I mean, God has his timing for everybody, especially if you're doing the right thing and you're working hard. It's going to pay off.
Do you feel now artists are always rushing because of internet? Because it's so, like, instant gratification.
Because think about it. You want that lifestyle that you might see somebody have, but you don't know if they really living like that. A lot of those guys, a lot of these artists, you could tell if you ain't really sold no real records, where do you live when you go home after these clubs? Yeah. So think about it. So stop worrying about it. And there's nothing. Think about it. I tell people all the time, you can fool everybody else, but when you start fooling yourself, then you're a fool. So you can't fool yourself.
Yeah.
It's okay to hold your head up and then know how hard you have to work and saying, and I've never been jealous of nobody. All the people that were successful before me, I celebrated their success. So I want artists around me celebrate other people's success because yours is coming soon.
Yeah.
And it don't matter. Like, we don't have to be ashamed of nothing where we at in life. It's like, once you do that, you're going to be great. because when you're able to celebrate somebody else's success.
Oh, I wish more people understood that.
Yeah.
You know, the best thing is to give that, hey, I see you,
Yeah.
out here, keep working hard. And it's all right if you're not at where you want to be. That's all right. Nobody gets to that point overnight.
You can't change the past, but we can change the future. That's what I tell people all the time. It's like, okay, knowing where you at. Okay, now let's figure this out. Even the haters, you can't stop somebody going on social media hating on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if in your heart you truly believe what you're doing is right. So I laugh at people like, you could say something bad, you could say something negative about somebody, but when somebody believes something in their heart,
yeah,
it take a real person to get out there and do what they got to do. And I look at a lot of us are not standing up. We just going whatever the system tells us to do. I've always so at one time, when I signed a deal with Priority Records, I sit in a boardroom with about 100 board members and people that work at the company, and they told me, you can't put that many records out in a year. I said, why? I own the company. I'm only giving you 15%.
Yeah.
I'm the majority. I own 85%, so I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And they was like, oh, okay, but it's not going to work. So they told me, they say, like, I put out the Ice Cream Man record. They say, you're probably going to sell 10,000 units. I say, oh, for real?
Okay.
Not knowing that I'm already hitting every hood across the country, just selling my CDs, building my fan base, selling it out the trunk of my car. So I had created a fan base. That record ended up selling 500,000 units. That was like, and at that time they had NWA, Eazy-E, Ice Cube.
It's crazy.
And they wasn't selling those, and they put a lot of marketing and promotion, but touching the people.
Yeah.
My thing has always been having a loyal fan base, and I think on social media, a lot of people, they can't see their real fan base because they're not touching the people.
Do you feel like that's also one of the things that's lacking right now? Because I feel like that's all artists, and I could be biased because I do this side of the work, but I feel like they're more concerned with social media versus, hey, let me go do this radio run. Let me go meet my fans. Let me go shake hands with people.
But that's why we're here. That's why Paloma here. That's why Marqus Clae is here. That's why we here. It's like, you know what? We're going to get out here and do the radio stuff, touch the people, knowing that, and I definitely would like to bring them on.
Yes, please step on in.
Yeah.
This is what the moments that you appreciate and you remember. Yes, this is, I think this is so awesome. Now, I want to ask you two something. Do you guys get nervous working with Master P?
No, I think he allows for a very comfortable space.
Right.
From the first time I ever met him, he was very down to earth. So more excited than anything.
Yeah. So you never, like, when you're sitting in the studio, y'all are working, you're like, damn. Do you ever go back in time and think about all the great things that he's done, or do you try your best to keep that out and try to focus in the moment?
Oh, yeah. You always have those moments. Maybe not around him, because when you're around him, we're always interacting and it's fun.
It's family.
But I think,
it's very family oriented, and that's what I like about it. Sometimes I'll be sitting in the studio and I'll be like, damn.
Right.
Like, damn. Like, I grew up watching.
Yes.
I got the hook of Repo Man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bruh, I know.
That, you feel me? So sometimes it'll get surreal, but it's like, God does everything for a reason, and I'm here with P for a reason.
Now, Marqus Clae, you're the youngest.
Yeah.
Okay, now you realize this is like a lot of pressure on you because
I've been doing it for a while though.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a while.
He got an old soul. Like to be 17, I haven't seen an artist with that type of talent, and I done seen a lot.
Really?
Of talent. Yeah, I haven't seen an artist like, and I mean, like this woman right here, like the same thing. It's like, so you think about relationships, you think about all the stuff that people go through, but I told her, I said, when you start focusing on your talent, all the other stuff gonna go away. Anything else that people want to talk about or whatever, you could be the next biggest star in the world just by outworking everybody and not worrying about nothing else. Don't worry about what nobody say. You look at Beyonce, she don't care what you say about her. And that's the one thing about Donald Trump that I see. Like, even though I don't agree with some of the things that he do, but he don't care. He put everybody in office that he wanted to put in office. He didn't care what we think.
He really didn't.
Think about it.
Yeah.
So in the same thing that I see, people that are standing up, doing what they got to do, you know, same like your man standing up for, you know, when people first seen what he did in San Francisco and said, you know, everybody talked about, man, well, you're not doing the right thing. You're not showing this is our national anthem.
Yeah.
You know, some people looked at it, but you got to look at everything like this is what somebody believe.
Yep.
This is, so you got to go, when you're going to go up against a whole team, a whole organization, you know what people going to do in the end? People going to respect it. They might not get it right now. 10, 20 years from now, they're going to realize this the guy that
he did the right thing.
Think about it. So doing the right thing is hard sometimes. Me not taking $1 million from a record company. When I needed the money. I went back home with $500. I called Southwest Airlines back to the projects.
Damn.
But I knew, I'm not about to sign my soul away now. And then now I could do more for the community because I've done the right thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, I salute people that stand up and do it, even if it's going, like to me, I tell people all the time when they say, think about what about it mean.
Man.
So what people don't realize, a man ain't fit to live if he ain't fit to die for something that he believe in.
Real.
And so it's a lot of people out here fake it, you know, when it's real out here, it's real. But you know that man up above protect you when you're doing the right thing. So that's how I live. I don't have to be fake. I'm gonna be 100 with the people around me. And if you don't like me, then just don't be around me because I'm gonna keep it real with you. You know, I'm the dude like a lot of these athletes. I be telling them like, man, come if you really wanna deal with people that know about money. Like even these financial advisors, I tell from football to basketball players, I said, man, get with me because these financial advisors, have you ever checked their background? So how you gonna tell me what to do with my money if you never made no money?
Yes.
Let's be honest.
Yes.
So you want me to invest my money in some stocks, some stuff that you know I'm taking this risk.
Right.
But my main question is gonna be, how much money have you made?
Right. God.
I want to be with experts. So if you ain't never made no money, you taking a chance or risk.
Yeah.
But you easy to take a chance or a risk with my money.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying?
Super easy.
It's crazy. So we look at a lot of athletes and figure out why they in the financial situations they are in.
Yeah.
That's because they're not doing their homework or their education because they figure, man, I'm busy. I got practice. I got to get in shape. I got to do this. I played in the NBA. It was 2 hours practice.
Yes.
It was 18 hours.
Yes.
The other 18 hours was business. They be like, P, how you doing? I say, man, look, I'm not about to let these people not let me get everything I need to get out of this because it's only 2 hours.
Yeah.
So what else you got? Sit home and chill or go sit in the weight room or whatever. But you know what? When it's over, then what you have? Think about it. They shipping the next one in.
Already.
Yeah, they already thinking about
They're already on the next.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
Before you even get in there good.
Gosh. It must be really good to have this. Like, this isn't just someone who's supporting you musically, right? And trying to build your vision. This is somebody who understands business. And I think for me to see this, you guys are very fortunate to have this. I mean, Paloma, you've been in the industry. You've been working for a while. You've done things with Meek Mill, Snoop, and have you ever had this kind of mentor, someone who understands business like this around you?
No, but I've definitely always yearned for it. And he's just the perfect person because up until this point, I've done everything independently. A lot of people think that, you know, I'm signed to Meek or signed to a label, and I've never been signed to a major. My project was put out independently through Empire. So I have always taken the independent route, and I appreciate and respect everybody that does that because it is a little bit of work, sometimes
it's way
more
harder.
work.
Way harder.
But
the
you
payoff
benefit.
is big. The
Yes.
payoff. Let me tell you something people don't realize. I would go without for 5 to 10 years with nothing to what I'm going to get when I hit, knowing that I own what I have.
Yep.
Think about it. So that's going to pay off for all these artists that taking these little $100,000 deals. Think about it.
God, it's so sad.
After 3, 4, 5 years, if we get one hit record, you're never going to have to worry about it no more. And those guys are taking advance checks.
Yeah.
And they got that's recoupable money. That's what they don't realize.
Yes.
And then you have a 360 deal.
Those
They're
are
taking everything from us.
That's a nightmare.
But they don't want us. They're not educating us. Because I tell people all the time. So even in the music industry, you got shoe salesmen running these companies.
Yep.
So I look at a guy say, you the president of this company. What you did before this? Oh, I worked at this shoe company. I said, man, let me go. I got to go. You can't run my business. You was a shoe salesman a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So you're going to tell me what to do with my career.
Yeah. Oh,
we got blood, sweat, and tears in this, and we know. You go in the music industry, you could go left, turn right, and I'll be like, oh, you're going to hit that dead end. You could go buy how many rap vehicles. You could buy 10 chains. It don't even matter. You're not in the music business, so you get a hit record.
Gosh, and that's the harsh
Hard
reality.
Think about it.
But that's real.
Some people get fooled by it. They're like, oh, my bus outside. For what? You got a bus outside, you ain't sell no records.
Yeah. Yeah.
For real.
It's true.
Man, we made music in the bedroom. So you see my movie coming out, King of the South. So after the Tupac movie I'm coming with King of the South. I started in the bedroom, had a little 8-track CD.
Yeah.
That was my mic in the shower.
Gosh,
you know what I'm saying?
great.
So,
yeah.
And it's like, you don't need all this stuff, especially with all the digital elements now and the technology. Like, what are you running around trying to be something or do something that you really don't need? It's a waste of time and money.
It is.
It's like, go get you a hit record first.
Yeah. It's all about the music.
That's it.
So tell me about this movie, though.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like right now we loved NWA, the movie that came out. We're waiting to see how this Tupac movie's going to look. Have you had a chance to check out the Tupac movie?
No, I didn't see it yet. I heard about it. The thing that's going to be great with my movie that I realized I was able to see a bunch of other people do it. Like the Straight Outta Compton did right. It ended up making $200 and something million a story.
Good for them.
I think the Tupac movie has an incredible story. In my life,
I'm gonna be first in line to see that.
Yeah. Being from the South, is an untold story about. My movie is gonna be. It's a love story. It's a rag to riches story. It's coming from nothing, and being able to make, wealth that can change your family life. So that's what I want.
Generational.
I want kids to be inspired when they leave the movie theaters. Yeah. I want them to know why I named myself Master P. So you're gonna see all that in the movie. You're gonna start off as me as a kid, playing basketball, go to college, get hurt, got to come back to the hood, got to go to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then got to come back.
Yep.
So, but yeah, so at that time, people don't realize in Jackson, Barris, slavery, it was a slave trade. So me and my brother and my friend was sitting down, and it's a restaurant now. But as a kid, because by me going to school, I was good in school too. So I had to fight because I was making good grades. So we at this restaurant, and it was the first slave trade in New Orleans. And so you see all this, and I'm telling my brothers, I'm like, man, that's where the master did this. And so this were the slaves, and I was like, and so my brother, I was like, man, I ain't gonna be no slave. Whatever I do, I'm a master of what I do. And that's where my name comes from. And then after that, I started thinking, as I started the record company, I said, I'm gonna name my company something that has no limits. So I said, my record company gonna be no limit, because I have no limits. And the whole tanks come from my grandfather. So I was with my grandfather when he passed. I walked with him to the VA hospital, and he always had these tanks in the house. So he told me, he was like, son, you need to start your own on, because they were supposed to give him $10,000. We were supposed to get out the project and go get a little shotgun house. But the money never came.
Of course it didn't come.
So, and then when my grandfather passed, the nurse told me, like, so me and my grandfather walked to the hospital.
Wow.
And then about 10 or 15 minutes, they gave him the wrong medicine. They gave him blood thinner medicine for a patient that was next to him. And he was supposed to just sit. He was supposed to get some rest before we walked back home, because he had high blood pressure. So that medicine killed him. And I had to come back home. He had 12 kids, tell everybody. And I was just 13, 14 years old. And I had to come back home and tell everybody. Like, my grandma was like, well, where Big Daddy at? I'm like, he died at the hospital. And so the nurse couldn't sleep maybe 2 years. She said she couldn't sleep for like 2 years, and she had my number. She ended up calling me and telling me that you know, it was her bad. She gave him the wrong message because she couldn't sleep at night. So I ended up giving my grandmother like $200 and something thousand, and she gave all the kids $10,000 and gave me $10,000. I was in the Bay Area at that time, and I just started No Limit Records.
Wow.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for your movie. I mean, there's so much
my brother,
more.
So the thing about it, my brother took his 10.
Yeah.
You know, he got on the street on a hustle. He got killed at 19.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's like me and him was supposed to start the first mobile detailing.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was a basketball player. He was good, but that's going to show you kids don't realize the streets will get you caught up.
And I think that was a big reason why I know you had talked about seeing the Soulja Boy and Chris Brown going at it, and you were just saying, hey, like this could turn into something very serious, which, you know, I could appreciate you taking that stance, because a lot of times people think it's all fun and games, but there's different.
Well, if you look at it with Tupac and Biggie, I mean, that ended up being a cultural fight.
Yeah.
It wasn't even about them. You didn't even know if they was friends or laughing or joking about it, but other people took it serious. And I feel like not even really giving that situation too much attention, because I just figure like it's negative. It's not for the artist, but for the next kid out there thinking this is their way into the game. Yeah. Like I really don't like talking about it no more, because it's negative. Let's talk about something positive. Let's be happy. Let's create some new stars.
Great music.
Some great music. You know, because I come from that type of life. Yeah. I know what happens with it. You know, my goal was to live to be 19. My brother died at 19. You know, you have no values when you got to live like that. You know, you have nothing to live for. You have nothing to lose. So my thing is, if we could teach these kids something else in something positive, you know, I mean, that don't mean you a square because you positive or you doing something right. Like, who want to die and go to jail at a young age is crazy. Yeah. You know?
It's not good in there. Yeah. And I think it's good to hear that from you, because it's needed. Because I think a lot of times they see everything that's on TV and social media, and they think that's really what's happening.
Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, anybody that's watching this, hard work. You're not gonna get to those type of neighborhoods. You're not gonna get to those type of success stories without hard work. You know, I don't care whether you're an athlete, an entertainer, a business mogul, an entrepreneur. You're not gonna get there if you don't put the time into it. I tell people all the time, it's like, I could do anything if I put the time into it. I can get good at it. Yeah. You know, I tell people all the time, I say, you know, they be like, P, man, you know, what you mean? I say, man, you could bring me anywhere. I'm going to make some money. Yep. You know, I'm like grits, like instant grits. Just add water. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to get some money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I can start all over. You can take everything I got. You're not going to take what I have. I have $1 billion worth of knowledge. So I'm going to be a billionaire because I have $1 billion worth of knowledge. I don't need the money to do it. And that's what people, they get caught up with the money. It's like, if you don't believe and you're not passionate about something, you're not going to be successful. You playing, you faking. You only putting 20%. And that's what I love about the team that we have. I tell my daughter's going to be probably one of the biggest stars in the world. She work hard. Good. You know, I tell my son, that's why he's where he's at right now, is work ethics. Like, people are not going to give you nothing. And
he's very polite. He's actually come here. I've had to interview him. Very professional. Yeah. He's not, you know, we see all the different types of artists.
Romeo went to college. Other people don't realize. Yeah. Even though he's a big star, he made a lot of money, but he went to college and got an education because, you know, I felt like growing up in poverty, once you make money, if you're not prepared to keep that money, without brains, you can't keep that money. It's gone. Yeah. Because there's too many snakes out there. Mm-hmm. Think about it. They waiting. As soon as you make it, they know you have no time for nothing. You got a lot of money, but you don't have no time.
Exactly.
So they're going to come up with all kind of stuff for you.
This is crazy. Again, I'm happy to see artists actually have a good foundation. Yeah. Paloma, how did you get up and start working with Master P? How did this happen?
Well, I stayed in contact with Meek's team and his manager, James. James is still cool with Master P. They still work together on things. And back in the day, which I didn't know until we started working together, but he used to manage Meek. So
wow.
Yeah, James had reached out to me and was like, I want to introduce you to Master P. I think he would be a great contact, mentor, whatever, on any type of level, just somebody good for you to know in LA. And it kind of, as soon as we met, we just clicked and it kind of made sense.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. How about for you, Marcus?
I was actually in the airport going back to Houston, my hometown.
Yeah.
In LAX. And I remember he was in the line and the flight was delayed.
Yeah.
And I looked. I said, man, that look like Master P. I said, ain't no Master P right here, bro. Yeah. And then I was like, wait. And I looked again because I've been seeing him all my life.
For sure.
I know I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, that's P.
Yeah.
I remember I told my mom, I was like, Mama, I'm finna walk up and talk to Master P. I'm not finna waste this opportunity. And, me and my mom approached him and it was like I said, it was straight fam. It was an instant vibe, like strictly.
And I don't normally talk to no artists. I'm like, when I'm gone, because I was getting home to my mama, so my mom lived in Houston. I was like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'ma just chill.
Yeah.
And the little platinum room was closed, so it was like after, and it was his mom walked up to me. I'm like, yeah, okay, your son that good,
that's
right?
Sweet, though. That's
so
sweet.
I'm like, and she was like, I grew up on your music. So it was like, yeah, okay. and then she said, no, this is my son. Can you just listen to one record? I'm like, okay, with a plane delayed anyway. Let me listen.
Yeah.
And I heard it and I said, this kid is special, like right off the bat. And then when I got to know him and watch his work ethics and the way he do, I mean, Marcus, you could kick something for him. Let him hear something.
Oh, come on, man, ain't nothing. Not afraid, a young and never nervous or scared. Like I was born allergic to fear. They worried and scared. I'm something like a bird in the air, but I only swoop down to put a word in your ear. Hurdles are near, but I can overcome anything. I jumped over like I hopped off a trampoline. I'm never off of my square, I'm on my Billie Jean. Light up the streets when I walk. I ball like Mr. Clean. I'm getting green, new money. It's funny cause I got it, cause I still feel hungry. I'm bouncing out of situations like I'm in a bungee. I'm focused, and I'm hoping that you understand my vision. And I'm coping, and I know for me it won't be no collision. Reservations I make them for rappers who think they eatin'. Step inside my circumference, I swear you won't last a season. Baka baka, the sound I produce whenever I cock, aim, and shoot, and you see the flame in the booth, your brain in the noons.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so hard to hear good raps nowadays.
Yeah.
Trust me.
To be 17, I'm like, man, this guy could be the next Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, because he worked hard. Didn't he pay homage to the people that came before him? Like, he know them. He did his homework. He studied, and he don't mind working to be the best. So it's like being able to see something that because you do this, but also see the passion and the drive. So that drives me.
Gosh, this is so great.
Yeah.
It really.
That's why I complimented your beanie, because like Tupac Shakur is probably my biggest inspiration. It's my biggest inspiration in rap, in music.
Who? Let's talk about that. Top 5, dead or alive. We'll say
Pac, Nas, Big, Jay.
It's all the greats. Okay.
Man, it's
one more slot.
Who can I get? And Wayne. Top 5. You got to give it to Wayne.
Yeah.
P, what about you? Who's your top 5, dead or alive? You can't be on this. You can't be on the list.
Oh no, I ain't, you know what? To be honest with you, I don't compare. Like, to me, I'm the best hustler, alive or dead or whatever. It don't matter.
Yes.
Nobody out hustling me.
Nobody got no work ethic like Pete,
so
man.
when you talk about talent, I could be humble about it. When I look at a Tupac, a Biggie Smalls, Rakim.
Wow.
Let's see who else.
You got 2 more.
KRS-One.
Yes. Wow.
The bridge is over.
And I'm gonna go to the South. I gotta say Scarface.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
And me being from Houston, he was one of my biggest inspirations from the city.
Of course.
Yeah, Rap A Lot paid the way for me.
Yep.
So I definitely got to pay homage to Lil J and Rap A Lot. Without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at.
Wow.
you know, and that's the honest God truth.
Wow.
So I was in Houston. People don't know I was in Houston. So I seen Lil J come into a club. I go to University of Houston. I'm a basketball player. So I'm in the club. I see Rap-A-Lot and Lil J come in the club. He got a mink coat on. I said, man, who the little dude is with the mink coat on? So, oh, that's Jay Prince.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, what'd he do? You know, he had a Mercedes outside.
Right.
Black dude, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's his biz? Like, yeah. Like, so, but I'm not like being jealous, but being inspired to see, like, man, this man looking good. He got it together. You could tell. And I walked up to him. He said, you know, I said, bro, what you do?
Yeah.
He say, you know, I make music. I said, you rap? He said, no, I own a company. I said, own a company?
Wow.
I didn't even know that black guys could own a record company at that time. So when he told me, that was inspiring. And I was into basketball at the time.
Yeah.
But when I got hurt, it went back to, you'll see it in my movie, it went back to me to where I'm like, man, I gotta own me a company if I'm gonna get in the music business. And it inspired me. So people don't realize that you gotta pay homage to the people that came before you.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I mean, like, really?
It's respect.
Yeah, well, somebody got there before you.
Yeah.
Like, this is not nothing new. You might did it your way, but somebody else paid the way.
It's so weird when people don't.
Yeah. When they
like
disregard
disrespect.
it.
It's
like us not recognizing Dr. Martin Luther King for all the stuff he done for us.
Right.
As a culture of people. Let's be honest.
For sure.
Without this man doing what he done, we wouldn't be where we at.
Yeah, and all the greats, Malcolm and
Malcolm,
everybody. And
Huey, Marcus Garvey.
yeah,
and all of them.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so it's important to pay homage. How's everything going? The last time I heard that you are working with Wayne on Carter 5. How's that going?
I did a song with him, so I don't know where, but we definitely did a great record together.
That must have been amazing. Like for fans, you know, when we heard that, we're like, this finally happened.
It's a New Orleans record, and it's like, so when people don't realize, when they see us, they think it's always like something negative, but we've always been friendly competition. We know where each other are, so it never was.
Yeah, because, you know, there was, when we were younger, like, we would buy the change from the swap meet, the little bootlegs, either No Limit or Cash Money, and it was like, whose side you on, you know? So it's good to hear it was friendly competition.
Nah, it was, to be honest with you, you know, I've always, if it ain't us, I'm rooting for them. That's just the truth.
Wow.
Because they from the same town I'm from. I never had a hating ounce of blood in my body. I don't do that. Like, I'm a hustler, so especially somebody come from where I come from, you know, I want them to be successful.
Yeah.
You know?
God, that's so powerful.
Yeah.
But I feel like you guys never, ever actually played into that. I felt like it was the media, but you guys never. Let me tell
you, so you'll see in my movie the reason why, and that's what I tell kids all the time, like this industry now, people get into the music to be tough.
Right.
We got off the streets, so we wanted a different life. So the thing was, back in the days, one of the guys that was in their clique, I had a guy that's in my community that I was close to, like family. Somebody shot him.
Yeah.
And I thought it was one of the guys that used to be with them or whatever. But it ended up, you know, it's like, so I just couldn't do nothing, especially with my family, everybody around me, just the way they feel is like, if this person, but the guy went to jail, so nobody never really, you know.
Right.
So it was like, you want to do something with them because they from your hometown, but then you like, wait up, this is my partner, I can't.
Right.
You know, and then what it was, I was able to put out the stuff to where, you know, where we grew up at, you know, guys are like, well, man, we're going to get such and such. I'm like, nah, man, you know, you deal with whoever that person was that you had that problem with. So, and I think this generation don't look at it like that. They'll hurt everybody. You know, you could be the best athlete in the world. Like, I was protected at home because when I played basketball, people know I had talent. If something was about to go down, they'll come, man, go inside. You don't need to be around this. I feel like now we just gunning down everybody. And it's sad. Yeah. So, you know, I feel
and
like.
And it's glorified now, though.
For sure it's glorified.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're so aware with everything that's going on, especially like, you know, community-wise. Yeah. Being that you're close with Wayne, how did you feel when he got so much backlash about when he didn't you know, when he basically said he didn't know what Black Lives Matter was and he never experienced racism, which he may have never experienced
let me tell you guys something that you got to realize. So I thank the man up above for my education, going to college. A lot of these people that get into the music industry and make it at a young age, they don't have that education to go. So you might be saying one thing you might not mean. You don't know how somebody going to take it or whatever. You might be in a zone or you might have had a bad day. You have to know when the cameras come on that you're talking to America, Asia, Europe now. You know what I'm saying?
The world.
So especially when you turn into that big of a star, your opinion means something. You know, maybe to you, you feel like I don't care about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you have to know that this will hurt you in the end. And I think a lot of people, they get so comfortable with who they are, they forget about that people are watching you now. That's what social media do for you.
Yeah.
It puts you under a microscope.
All time.
So you got to know whether you want to be a star. And I tell them all the time, this is what come with it. So you got to think about what you say. And I don't think he meant nothing by it. I don't think he knew what he was saying at the time. And some people might say maybe he was high. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it is not my business, but I know him as a person, and I feel like he's not like that. Like he's for this culture. He's for our people. I think people took it a different way and ran with it.
And for you to say that, I'm sure he, you know, whether he watches this or not, he would appreciate that instead of bashing him, instead of, you know, kicking him down. I think it's having compassion, right? And understanding like, hey, you know, I know him personally, which is nice. And I think you could pull him to the side, which I feel like if you're a friend of Wayne, you could call him and handle that. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, everybody they own men. But, you know, definitely when I get around people, I talk to McMahon or one of them, I could say, look, man, make sure y'all know that people are watching y'all, you know, because you make a difference. You done made an imprint in this world.
Yep.
It don't even matter.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, like, nobody's good. Like, the imprint that Prince made in this world, no matter what you do, you got to respect it. Like, his opinion mattered. Even to that, people had to respect that, who Prince was. Even with all the other greats, from Michael Jackson to Whitney Houston, no matter what happened to them, these people made an imprint.
Tupac, Biggie.
You know, Tupac, Biggie, everybody that went on that left something. Like, that's what people want to do. You're not going to be here forever.
Right.
So when you leave, the most important thing you want to do is leave an imprint to where people respect you, they appreciate you, and they know that you did something to change the game.
Absolutely.
That's it.
For your artist, do you want them to be on shows like Love and Hip Hop?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And we don't want to either, so it's mutual.
You know,
Really?
No disrespect to Love and Hip Hop, but, you know, this ain't.
Not that way.
Now, these are talented people that want to do something, you know, for their families. And it's like, we're not afraid of Love and Hip Hop. It's just not us. It's not for everybody.
Right.
I think that it's not a bad thing always, you know, because exposure is exposure, and some people might not get it any other way. But we all know that reality television glorifies negativity, and I really feel like hip hop and music is not the focus. You know, so
it's love and love and love.
Yeah,
and then,
we're very passionate artists, and we work really hard, and we want to be known for that.
Especially the fighting and all that. It's like, you know what? If it was focused on the music, or it was focused on, you know, this generation and this culture, but nobody want to be on something to where you fighting on TV to sell TV.
Where's the hip hop?
You know, so what I like, you know,
and you've done reality TV.
Yeah, I've done it with my kids. We have grown up hip hop. It's different. It's not like I don't want to come on a show where she throwing something at somebody and she's scrapping. It's like it takes all the way from everything that she's building right now and working hard for. Even Marqus, his career as a young person, like you got to go on a show to cut somebody out to do. It's not worth it.
When you talk about Love and Hip Hop, what do you talk about?
Yeah, it means fights.
Yeah,
you don't talk. What music do you talk about?
So it should be scrapping hip hop.
Yeah.
drama and hip hop.
Yeah, drama and hip hop. Scrapping hip hop.
And I feel, you know,
I ain't mad at them. No, look, y'all get y'all money.
Get your money.
I ain't mad
for sure.
at you,
Get your
but
exposure.
it's just not for this group of people.
Right.
It's not for everybody.
No, it's not for everybody, but it is an audience for it. So you got to
Absolutely.
respect. It's one of the top shows on TV.
It's still on.
So I ain't mad at them.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, Paloma, we've seen you in the news, not only with your music. You had Suicidal that was out, and now that everyone talked about your relationship with Nick Young, and you guys are done now. Do you feel at this point you're able to focus now just on music? Do you feel like that relationship might have brought unwanted?
She better, because I'm gone. She need to focus on her talent.
Music
her career.
was never. Let me get something straight.
Yeah.
Music was never not the focus.
Got it.
You know, I had just put out my EP when it became public, and.
Right.
You know, he has a big name, so that happened to maybe overpower the things that,
Right.
you know, I was doing at the time, but music was never not the focus. I'm in the studio almost every day. I'm working almost every day on something. I'm definitely working every day, but
and we saw the video for Wet, so we know you're working out as well. And really focused.
Absolutely.
You know the good thing about her, what people don't realize, like, anybody relationship, just like your relationship, it'll probably overpower whatever you doing, because the TMZ or somebody, they just want to see some gossip
all the time.
They ain't gonna say all the good things that you guys have going in your relationship, or even her splitting up with Nick. You know, it wasn't like the normal stuff. Like she kept it 100. It's like she was into her music before she met Nick.
Yeah.
But that just overpowers. So sometimes with the power of social media, it's not gonna give you a break.
Yeah.
But what I like about her, that she stayed focused, and probably gonna help her write better music.
It will.
But knowing that, guess what? You gotta do what you gotta do as a person.
Yeah.
And you gotta do what you gotta do for your family. You know, Nick got whatever he got. He's successful.
Good.
He playing basketball. You know what? And I think she's gonna send that message to all the other women out there. Guess what? Go get yourself good.
Yeah.
And then you can do whatever you want, whatever relationship. If you look at Beyonce good. If her and Jay split up, she ain't tripping. You ain't gonna have to say, it's gonna be okay, you go your way, you go your way.
Yeah.
And it's not, and I think that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be stuck in a moment if it's not right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just think that people look at the negative part because they look for something for gossip to sell, you know, media or whatever it is.
Clickbait. It's all clicks.
It is. And it's what do you get out of it?
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? The person on the other side is getting nothing out of it but gossip.
Yep.
You know, I'll be like, you know what I made out the ghetto? I ain't tripping on no gossip or nobody else or no rich people business. I need to get about this ghetto. I'm going to need to go work. I need to get myself together. And that's what got me out of it. If you put enough time into negative stuff, you would never be able to reach your dreams and your goals.
Ever.
And you're just going to be jealous of somebody else like, man, why she made it?
Exactly.
And I didn't make it. Because you was worried about her.
Because you were too focused on everything else but yourself.
Nah, but this is real talent. Like, when you see the great music and then, you know, the other people that we're going to be working with to take these projects to the next level so people could really see, you know, her music talent.
Yeah.
And I think that's what inspires me to get up in the morning and say, you know, I'm dealing with people that's chasing their dreams and goals just like me, that I was once one of those people.
Yep.
And I just needed somebody to believe in me.
Yeah.
You know?
Paloma, do you feel like you've been overlooked in the industry? Because you're not a newbie, right? Like, you've been working, you've been doing different songs, working with different people.
I think it's all about timing, you know. I could easily say that, but at the same time, I just released my first EP.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that I've definitely put in the time and hours, and, you know, I think it's about to be my time now. I think it is my time now. So, overlooked, you're
being so humble, by the way. I love it.
I say underrated. She ain't been overlooked. Let's say underrated, because like she say, it's timing. You know, people think that I just popped. It took me 7 years.
Yeah, long
You know
time.
what I'm saying? Like, think about it. And there was a lot of people that popped before me. I was thinking like, man, I got some good music. How did they pop?
Yeah.
But when I stopped worried about that, I said, God got his own timing for everything. And if it's for me,
It'll happen.
It's going to happen. I mean, you know, some people in the Bible took them 40 years.
Yep.
So think about it. But
Hopefully it don't take
nah,
no
it ain't
40
gonna take you
years.
that long. It ain't gonna
Paloma,
take
we
you
don't
that
want no
long.
40 years.
It ain't gonna take you that long.
I'll be making some easy listening music at that point.
You know, but I'm just saying about being patient.
Yeah.
You know, that's the patient part because you know you're putting in the work.
Yeah.
And it's going to
Yeah,
happen.
this industry
This
will
gonna happen
definitely
soon.
teach you patience.
I was going to say, I'm sure it's testing your patience.
2017 is her year.
This is, listen, I'm telling you, this is someone you want behind
Yeah.
you because it's not
Oh, I
just,
know.
they're not going to just help you get a hit song, right?
Okay.
They're going to help you when it comes to your business. And that's the
Absolutely.
longevity in this
Yeah.
game is
Absolutely.
your business. Do you know what I mean? And
you
for
have,
Marqus,
you have to be a brand. It's
Yeah.
more than music at this point.
yeah. But you know, like what I love about P just keeps focusing back on hit songs. And that's
Yeah.
really what
Yeah.
it comes down to. You can't do
Exactly.
anything else unless you have those bangers, right?
We practicing right now until we
Yeah.
get whatever changed the industry. You know, if you look at a Drake or somebody, it's like their careers change when those songs hit. Then you could make any kind of. Somebody might say,
Oh, yeah.
they might say, oh, you know what, that record is just regular, but he's already made so many big records. So
Yeah.
the fan base is there that you gotta buy everything now.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
he is the king of the
Absolutely.
mountain at the time.
Oh,
Think
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't get. You can't hate on somebody that paid their dues.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
And putting great music out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
putting
For sure.
great music.
No matter how somebody might feel about that, it's like,
Yeah.
listen, Drake puts out great music and
Yes.
whoever else, right?
Drake
Yes.
is one of my favorite artists right now.
Just great body of work.
Right,
Yeah.
right, for sure.
It's always solid. Yes.
Now, how about for you, Marqus? Would you ever want to date anybody in the industry?
Date?
Yeah.
I mean, not really, because that comes with the drama. You know,
Yeah.
I'd rather get somebody from the city.
Yeah.
And
Smart man.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
and can have her with me. And,
Yeah.
and knowing that is real. You know, that it ain't no
Yeah.
industry type of relationship. You
Yeah.
know? So, nah, not really.
Are you in a relationship right
Nah,
now? Okay, so now all the young ladies are gonna DM you right now, just so you know.
It's been like nah. I'm well prepared
Yeah.
for that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my
Good.
mom for raising me like that.
Oh,
You know, so
you do have an old soul.
yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah. So I'm prepared for the for what comes with it. You know.
How about for you, Paloma? Any more dating in the industry? Are we just
I'm very focused right now.
okay? So it's not never, but just not right now.
No, I'm a lover.
Yeah.
I mean, it's eventually gonna happen, but
Yeah.
we got hit records to make. We got a lot of projects to make, a lot of art to put out, a lot of money to make. So
Well, yeah. I mean, you even have the video game Get Money.
Yeah.
Literally, when are you gonna be done? Like I'm
know-
sick of like this is ridiculous.
You know, that video game cost a lot of money, and it took a lot of time, and people don't realize that. Get Money to video. So you look at, when I got into that business, I said, even the record stores are closing, but video game stores are not going nowhere. My kids spend so
Yep.
much money on video games. You look at a Grand Theft Auto, and I said, how much did Grand Theft Auto make? One game. It made $10 billion. One game.
I'm not surprised because I play it every day.
And think about it. Think about it.
Yeah.
The thing that scare us as minorities is none of us ever made a real video game
Yeah.
like that because it costs $200 million to make. So we're
Damn.
afraid of that. That's how much it costs to make.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like,
Why is it so expensive?
I mean, the technology and to get a team to make this work, to be able to. So my game is New Orleans, the city of New Orleans.
Yeah.
And so I got all this crazy stuff where you could go in, get gold teeth, do all. I'm a
Yeah.
country boy, so you got to go up against the. I mean, it's just like everything: the hood, the
Yeah.
police, everything, the girls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and it's like you could go to college, you could turn into a hip hop artist, you could turn into a star,
Yeah.
R&B star, or whatever.
Yeah.
So the moves you make is gonna determine your destination, and I wanted it to be real.
Yeah.
So it took a lot, creating a whole New Orleans atmosphere because it never been done.
Yeah. Gosh, that's a lot of money to make that. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And it takes us back to, I was looking up on Forbes and they were also talking about you made $45 million last year. How? Do you guys ever ask like, yo, what's up? Like, let me know so I can make some money. Is it more you investing and then the money just turning around for you, or?
See, my thing is what I do is product. You know, it's like even if I don't have music or nothing, you know, I don't care whether I'm selling hot sauce. I got the Master Louisiana hot sauce. I have the room. I have so many products.
God.
Like I invest in product. Like I tell people all the time, I invest in good people and product. That's it. So it might not even be something that I come up with, but the people, I tell people also too, it's the people behind the product is more important when you're taking those type of risks.
I think that's so important.
Yeah.
That you care about the people.
Yeah.
And that's why you make what you make, and you continue to make what you make because you give back.
Yeah.
And, you know, for you guys, let's talk about the albums and the music. What can we expect? When is it coming out? Just so that everybody's on the same page.
Ghetto Poet dropped January 9th. You know, that's everywhere. South Texas, the first single off of it. And I have a series actually on Fox TV that's coming out March 22nd called Shots Fired.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Tell them a little bit about that show. So it's
wow.
For sure. It's directed by Reggie and Gina Bythewood.
Okay.
Directors for Love and Basketball.
Yes.
Love and Basketball. I gotta
Wait, Love and Basketball.
Love and Basketball. Love and Basketball. Sanaa Lathan, Richard Dreyfuss, Stephen James, Jill Hennessy, Helen Hunt. It's about a black cop killing a white kid. And the twist is dope. It comes out March 22nd. I play Corey, a troubled teenager who actually witnesses the murder. And I'm in 7 out of 10 episodes.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Now, you might not know so much now, but let me tell you, if you get those Hollywood checks, keep them. And keep getting those.
For sure.
Not saying that the music checks aren't good, but Hollywood checks are a little bit different.
He tells us.
Yeah.
There's a little difference. A couple more zeros.
Good thing about it, we making movies now too. So
well, you've been making movies.
No, but now for this year,
got it.
we got a new film coming out called Jump Out Boys.
Got it.
And it's it shows like another side of the police. Like, so, you know, they'll jump out on, I'm from the South, they'll jump out on you on the ambulance truck or ice cream truck or U-Haul or UPS van. And it's just like it's a story that never been told.
Right.
And I feel like this story is definitely going to be like a hot movie for 2017. So
there's lots of movies this year.
Yeah.
How about for you, Paloma? What's going on in your world?
Well, I am getting into film. I will be definitely a part of some films coming out this year as well. That was a big deal for me.
Yeah.
Is moving and transitioning into that as well. But I'm still working Nearly Civilized. I'm actually dropping my song That Shit Ain't Cool tomorrow on Complex. And
what's it about? I'm just nosy. As women, we have to know, what is this about?
Yeah, sure. I actually wrote that about a boyfriend of mine a while ago, and not Nick.
Yeah, no, not
Nick is in the video.
Nick is in the video. So
that's nice.
I want to clarify that because, you know, it's kind of funny timing, but it actually had nothing to do with him. And when I met him, the first time I met him, I wanted him in my video.
Right.
Got it. So that's kind of how we even met. But it was just, I had sat down with an A&R actually, and we were going through all the songs that I had for my project, and he's like, Paloma, you need to write something that is personal and something that you're going through so people can, you know, relate to you. You know, you have all these like super cool songs, you know, share a little bit about what your personal experiences. So that's what I did. I wrote it with Jizzle, Lady G, if you're familiar with her. And it's one of my favorite songs on the project. And the video is really cool. So.
Now, you know that ex-boo's going to end up hitting you up. He's going to be like, hey, big head, hey. Look, it's fine.
I mean, I think he's doing it. We're both just doing our thing and very focused on that. So I don't think there will be any hey, big heads. But he is in the video. He blessed me, you know, with featuring in the video. And I think, you know, it's going to relate to a lot of women. And so I'm really excited about it.
I feel like it's important right now. There's not enough good women's songs out there, in my opinion. Like, you know, for me, I remember those like anthems that get you through a breakup, or if we're happy,
the Mary J's, and all those. So.
There's no breakup songs right now.
Tony B's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one is like, it's not completely saying I'm through with you, but it's like,
you're getting close.
My nigga, that shit ain't cool. Like, come on, like, what are you doing? You know? So I think that the ladies will definitely love this one.
This is good. This is great.
Yes.
Nessa, I actually want to give you a special copy of The Ghetto Poet.
Yes.
To have.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? That's exclusive right there. That's
Thank you.
Yeah,
this
I
is
want
great.
you. I want you to have
It
that.
matches you as well today.
It matches the gold on the shirt.
It does.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to listen to this.
You're welcome. For sure.
I'm looking at everybody. Okay, so what I like about this is you don't have a million features on here.
Right.
You could just tell it's very family because you got Romeo, you got Master P, people who, you know, that obviously you're cool with.
For sure.
And I like that because I feel like now, you know, that's probably one of the things we all appreciate about J. Cole's albums.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no features like
that.
that.
Kendrick and J. Cole are artists right now that I like, you know, have the utmost respect for and just love.
Yeah.
Like K-Dot and Cole, like, to me, that's my generation, Pac and Biggie. Like,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Me being 11, 12, Kendrick dropping Overly Dedicated and Section 80 and Cole with Friday Night Lights, and it was just like, what is this? And they're in my generation.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? This is 2011, 2012. It's not, you know, and it's amazing, you know, and that just pushed me harder to know that in this generation, it's still real artists.
Yep.
You feel me? That take the craft serious.
And you know what's great is hearing you say this, how passionate you are about the music. Like, you're really a fan of good music.
For
and
sure.
You know, and I think that's so important to be a great artist. You
For
have to
sure.
be a fan of great
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta be a student first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who are you listening to, P? Like, right on your time off, other than your artists that
I'm
you're
just
working
listening
with?
to Marqus Clay right now.
Really?
I'm being honest. It's like,
But that's inspiration.
yeah, you know, because what he's done with this project.
Yeah.
So, you know,
The Ghetto Poet.
I'm listening to Solange,
Yeah.
you know.
That's one of my favorite albums.
You know, so, I mean, it's like, not just because I'm a part of it, I just think that it's a great project,
Yeah.
just personally.
I think that's so great. Do you get flattered when you hear that? When you hear him?
Yeah,
Because like you
for
literally
sure.
look down.
For sure, because that's an OG. You know what I'm saying? That's an OG, man, at the end of
And
the
think
day.
about it. Everybody don't have to listen to everybody's music just because they're a part of your crew.
Right.
Like, it's
Real.
Like,
For
let's
real,
be honest. Like, it's just being real.
Yeah.
You know, like, he made some incredible records on his project.
Yeah. That's so. That's.
Yeah, even my kids listening to it, they ask, "Hey, Dad, where all Marqus CD at?" So that tells you that
Yep.
something is happening.
Lil Hurst and Merce, man, my
Yeah.
boys. My boys,
You're gonna
man.
be hearing about them like they like some of the top young basketball players in the country right now.
Oh, wow.
One is 10, one in 5th grade, one in the 8th grade, and they doing good. They doing good.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really happy for you, Masterpiece.
Yeah.
Always an honor. You're always
Thanks.
welcome to come through,
Thanks.
hang out with us. Paloma, I'm expecting some great records from you.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, we're waiting for it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, I have new music, lots of new music
Good.
coming this year.
Okay, great. I'm really happy to hear
Thank
that.
you.
Marcus, stay away from these young ladies out here.
I got you.
Well, seriously, congratulations. I am going to listen to this, The Ghetto
you.
Poet, and congratulations on the TV show.
Thank you.
Yes.
Get
Thank
those
you.
Hollywood checks, you guys,
Oh, yeah, for
and
sure.
save your money.
Sure. We
Thank
working.
you.
We working.
Of course. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you for having us.
Of course.